We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with a huge intriguing bit of news regarding Finn Balor, who, as most of you are well aware, faced off against the head of the table Roman Reigns last night on Friday Night SmackDown for the Universal Championship, with Finn Balor ultimately coming up short in his quest to dethrone Roman Reigns of the Universal title, although there is no doubt that Finn Balor came extremely close on a few different occasions, making this main event match on SmackDown a must-see bout, and even in defeat, Finn Balor has gained an incredible amount of momentum, and with the new rumors going around, things are only looking bigger and brighter for the former Universal Champion. While we have mentioned in the past that Vince McMahon was never the biggest supporter of Finn Balor the last time the Prince was on the main roster a few years ago, with reports from that time basically letting fans know that Vince felt like Finn Balor was overall just very bland aside from when Finn was portraying the Demon King persona and character, hence why Finn Balor's push was quickly halted following an unfortunate injury and never really moved up past the mid-card title scene on the main roster after his Universal Championship reign was ended due to an injury in 2016. However, one of our sources has mentioned that Vince McMahon was the main executive behind the decision of Finn Balor leaving the NXT brand just over a month ago and returning to the main roster on Friday Night SmackDown, and apparently McMahon was very impressed with some of Finn Balor's work in NXT over the past several months, and felt like Finn deserves a second chance to become something special on the main roster before his career begins to wind down, especially when the roster on SmackDown is a bit thin at the top of the card. Now, while Finn Balor came up short last night on SmackDown and ended up losing to Roman Reigns in their big Universal Championship match, the big rumor right now is that Finn is far from being finished with Roman Reigns, and could still end up winning the Universal Championship very soon, which is definitely very surprising and shocking news. Now, as many of you are likely aware, after Roman Reigns defeated Finn Balor to retain his Universal title last night on SmackDown, as Roman was exiting the ring and leaving to the backstage area, the lights in the arena briefly turned to red with a single heartbeat sound, which teased that the Demon King Finn Balor is going to be returning to WWE and showing up to destroy the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. This was definitely an exciting moment for fans who have been very hyped to see the Demon Finn Balor return, because by all means this character of Finn is exceptionally entertaining and intriguing, and the Demon always seems to win the big matches and titles when the regular Prince version of Finn Balor comes up short. Now, while some hopeful fans were speculating that the red lights to close out SmackDown last night could have potentially also indicated that the return of the Fiend Bray Wyatt is near, one source has confirmed that it is not about the Fiend whatsoever, and was instead to tease the Demon King Finn Balor's return to WWE. Now, a new backstage report has leaked that WWE are planning for the Demon King Finn Balor to return and get a Universal Championship match against the head of the table Roman Reigns at the upcoming Extreme Rules 2021 pay-per-view event. And although Roman has looked nearly unstoppable since winning that Universal Championship, this backstage report has leaked that WWE could very well be planning for the Demon Finn Balor to get the massive upset win at Extreme Rules and win the Universal Championship from Roman Reigns, with Vince feeling as though Finn could draw huge ratings for SmackDown as the show's flagship champion with his Demon King persona coming out every now and then, and that this Demon King Finn Balor will be a huge merchandise seller for the WWE, especially now that the Fiend Bray Wyatt is gone from the company, like we had touched upon in one of our previous videos. Now, while it seemed as though the big plan WWE were going to be moving ahead with when it came to the Universal Championship on SmackDown is a storyline between Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and of course Paul Heyman, but WWE may be swerving fans in a big way and having the Demon King Finn Balor put a wrench in those plans, at least temporarily, and receive a second reign as the Universal Champion at Extreme Rules 2021. There is speculation right now that to basically keep Roman Reigns looking somewhat strong in defeat against Finn Balor at Extreme Rules, Brock Lesnar may end up interfering in the match and unintentionally help Finn Balor get that big win over Roman Reigns, which does seem like a probable scenario in all honesty. Let us know your thoughts on the big rumored plan for Finn Balor, not only bringing back his Demon King persona and character, but a huge potential push that sees Finn overcome Roman Reigns at Extreme Rules and win the Universal Championship. Do you think that Finn should be the superstar to end Roman's title reign? Or do you feel like Roman should defeat the Demon Finn Balor and keep his historic title reign intact? Let us know. Now, as some of you are likely aware, next week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown is going to be a very special show taking place in the famous Madison Square Garden Arena, and with the latest new rumors regarding some big returns expected for SmackDown next week, This will be a show to remember for sure. Now, according to one of our sources, The Undertaker is reportedly set to make his huge return next week on Friday Night SmackDown for this Madison Square Garden show. And if these reports are true, which does seem like the case at this point, this would be The Undertaker's first appearance in WWE, following his final farewell at Survivor Series last year. Now, apparently it is unknown as to whether or not The Undertaker will physically be at SmackDown next week or take part in some kind of a recorded segment, but one source noted that WWE officials are hopeful that The Undertaker will actually be at SmackDown next week in person, which definitely does make sense and will receive a better reaction from fans. Now, hopefully this return of The Undertaker is just a one-time kind of deal, because with the WWE Saudi show Crown Jewel coming up, there's no doubt that Vince McMahon may be tempted to try getting The Undertaker to return to the ring for a special match at Crown Jewel, but at this point it would likely be in Taker's best interest to remain retired. Now, next week's SmackDown from Madison Square Garden will feature some big matches as well, and one of the top announced matches is going to be a rematch between Edge and Seth Rollins. Edge took to social media after the match was revealed, and basically stated that it could potentially be his last time performing in Madison Square Garden before retirement from WWE, and urges fans to make this a special moment with a lively crowd. While Edge is definitely not nearing retirement from WWE in general right now, this could be his last time performing in Madison Square Garden, so this is certainly a match to look forward to witnessing from this famous arena next week on Friday Night SmackDown, and hopefully Edge can pick up the big win. For those of you unaware, the WWE have reportedly made a massive signing earlier today, with the Olympic gold medalist Gable Steveson apparently signing with WWE. Gable put out a tweet earlier today with a caption reading, "Just put the pen to paper," with Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer revealing that Gable's next move is in fact WWE. The details regarding this signing are still a bit unclear as to when Gable Steveson is going to be starting out and where he is headed to in WWE, but nonetheless this is a big announcement that has not surprisingly got the wrestling world buzzing. Now, there is definitely a bit of a comparison between Kurt Angle and Gable Steveson, as they're both Olympic wrestlers, and Vince McMahon is likely hoping that Gable can sort of replicate the success that Kurt Angle achieved in WWE. By all means, Kurt Angle was a massive success in WWE, and his transition to sports entertainment went extremely well, and it will be interesting to see how Gable Steveson transitions into WWE, and if he can achieve similar levels of success compared to Kurt Angle. Time will only tell.